Wednesday. How are you? How are you doing out there? How's your mom and them? How's your mom and them? How are you? Doesn't that just aggravate you when I do that? Doesn't it? Does it bother you? Let me say first and foremost, this beautiful Wednesday morning, a little chilly, but let me say first and foremost, keep sending it. I mean, you do not come off the data centers. No, don't come off the data centers. I mean, why we have to have this much data in our lives, and not just our lives, our grandchildren and their lives. Why do we? Why does mankind? Is this a small step? Well, how did that go? Well, you know, when they were in that Hollywood studio and they jumped out of the thing and said they were on the moon. I'm just joking. I'm just clip that out. You know they're going to clip that out. Oh my God. He may not believe the moon landing is real. Look, this is where you can come and whatever you believe out there, you know you're welcome in here. That's right. We don't push that thing. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. It's like the other day, someone called me and we were talking about a subject. Good morning, Diane. We were talking about a subject and this individual said, we're going to have to agree to disagree. And I said, no, we're going to have to understand I'm correct and we'll work around it. There you go. Thank you. Oh, no, I say that because, 10 minutes before the show, I'm on the phone with someone talking election integrity. I get a text message. Somebody's got a great story on data centers and the secrets that they're keeping. And the list goes on. So, as you well know, can you see this? There, you can see that, right? That says Trump 45-47. And you can't see this on TV, but this is my Trump watch, all right? I still support my president of the United States. I do, okay? I've gone through the list. Oh, by the way, nothing wrong with a little 70s dance club. I'm all 70s. Nothing wrong with that. Send me funny videos. Excuse the word stupid. Stupid videos, I can handle that. Graphics, don't get too graphic. Don't get too graphic. Send, you are the research center, send news, whatever. So, you know, my dogs are outside. I can hear them woofing this morning all over the neighborhood. But, you know, on this show, we study politics. Every single day, we study politics. And we look at the narrative the deep state, corporate, corrupt media is running. I've always focused on the Mockingbird media for years. I was naive to the Mockingbird media until years ago when I studied all the way back. I watched the McLaughlin Group when I was a kid. I watched everything. That being said, that's what we do is we study politics. We study the narrative. We try to find what they're hiding in a layer. Sadly, some of you get upset because some of the people you really like and trust are helping them hide things in a layer. Yes. We're not here. I'm not here to figure out why Erica Kirk cannot come up with real tears. That's not what I do here. Okay. Now, that being said, the economy. Now, last Tuesday, I've heard every excuse. I've heard New Jersey's a blue state. Virginia's a blue state. Okay. You know, Glenn Youngkin won there. In fact, Virginia, Glenn Youngkin won off year election. Well, they were off year elections. You do realize every 4 years, the Virginia election falls in an off year. And Glenn Youngkin was elected in an off year. And Winsome Sears, what's her name, Lieutenant Governor, the lady that just lost, okay, she won in an off year. So you realize they swept the Republicans in Virginia. All right, I understand the layoffs, the government layoffs. What did it do for us? Now, keep in mind, in Virginia, Northern Virginia, if you don't know the Alexander, if you're from out west and you don't get to come out east here quite often to the swamp, the Potomac up there of Washington, D.C., we understand. But Northern Virginia, Fairfax County, Loudoun County, you get up in there, is it Prince, whatever county, you get right up in there. You get on Richmond, Interstate 95, you start north from Richmond, Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, Newport News, is that what it's called? Whatever. You start up 95, you get in that pocket up there. Barack Obama, now pay attention to this, okay? Because you can't tell me Republicans, well, you can tell me. Well, now that I think this, are Republicans that damn dumb? Because let me say this, from a conservative, not just someone that's mailing something out. I am your conservative in the race. I'm your real conservative. I'm the real. I get so tired of that. But from an actual conservative, a dinosaur conservative that I am, that actually believes fiscal conservatism needs to come back. It's like, if you get $1, you spend $1, not $1.15. That being said, up there in that pocket, go and look. Go and absolutely look. Barack Obama in 8 years, the growth, they called it economic growth. All right. You have people come out and they say the economic growth of the Obama administration for 8 years. Now, keep in mind, 2010, the economy collapsed. George W. Bush, housing scandal. Let's not forget our tiptoe into socialism in America, that we fight socialism, but we ran right into it. And what do we do? We use certain issues to cloud where we really are, the cloud that capitalism is dying in this country. We use certain things across the country. We throw some rallies. We've got the leftists. They have organized rallies. So throw a couple bricks. You'll never pay attention. You won't pay attention to this. One thing after another. So in that Northern Virginia, and I'm going to wrap this up because I want to know, what the hell did we get? That is the largest pocket. Barack Hussein Obama, the government growth in Northern Virginia that worked for the government, tied to the government, that was the fastest growing area in the United States during the Obama administration. Go look everything up. Usually during an administration, you will find a hot pocket of growth, and you can go out and you'll say, oh, it was due to fracking oil, or, North Dakota or South Dakota, or oil or timber or something, that draws that economic growth. But in Obama's administration, that was that northern area of Virginia. All right. So here's the point. Virginia just lost the governor's race, Republican. They lost to lieutenant governor's race. Republicans, check me out. I'm just throwing stuff out, seeing if it'll stick, kind of like a little monkey feces this morning. Feces. boom, does it stick right from the cage. I think Republicans, their lieutenant governor candidate is gay. Still today, he's gay. He was gay that day. I think he's still gay, even though he lost. Check it out. And then Republicans lost an attorney general race in this state where the attorney general thought it was okay that the Republican Speaker of the House, former Speaker of the House or something, a couple bullets wouldn't cure. I mean, then Republicans, I think, throwing it from the monkey cage this morning, just throwing it, Republicans lost 15, right? State House seats in Virginia. Go check it all out. The numbers are roundabout there. Got asses handed to Republicans. Government shutdown and economy. President Trump admits government shutdown hurt. Okay. I'll take it for the team. Maybe it hurt. Maybe. What did we get? Jack shit. Sorry, Mom. Nothing. We got nothing. Now, the way the media tries to manipulate the narrative, they're on there. They want you to believe this. Okay? These people are so corrupt with their spin. So corrupt. Give me this one here. I have a dog that will not stop barking. Will not. He will go right under my window and bark. So I apologize for the barking in the background, but we'll get that covered as soon as we take a break. So we have the affordability, but I want to show you something here. Okay. We have the affordability, but here is what the articles, I have one here. I think I do from, here you go. 103. Democrats lose shutdown battle as Trump Republicans risk losing war. Democrats have lost nothing. Nothing. The American people are always the ones who lose, folks. The American people lose out every time. And then the media will carry a narrative that, polling data says it's their fault. Or their fault. Well, I feel much better now. I feel great knowing someone lost and someone won and but the American people always lose out. Now, the Virginia, let me get back to that, okay? We shut the government down. No problem. Shut it down. Laid all these people off, no problem, lay them off, get rid of them. We rolled the dice, we lost big in elections because most people don't pay attention. We lost large in elections. After the vote today, when the House votes, they all get called back to work and they get their back pay. We lost elections, right? We lost elections. Trump says, find something I'm not telling you the truth on. Find it, send it to me. Trump says, I'm going to end the new tunnel project money between New York and New Jersey. Okay, all right. So that's what I'm going to end it. No more. The hell with the communists in New York City. Look, I am not directly, all right, excited about Zoran Mondani or whatever his name is. Not at all. Very upset over it. But I lived in New York City, not lived in New York City, but I used to go to New York City when David Dinkins was mayor. So we'll see what happens. And I'm not looking forward to great things in New York City, but you have a chance to win New Jersey. North Jersey, if you don't know anything about Jersey, North Jersey, they're pushing in this morning. They are on buses, trains, planes, automobiles, anything, not planes, they're shut down, right? Delays. But they're pushing their way towards New York City, and they're trying to shove 12 lanes down into 3 to get into the Holland Tunnel, and all these lanes trying to shove them down to get across the GW and the Lincoln Tunnel. And there's a new tunnel project. And you come out and say, I think we're really close to winning New Jersey. We're going to keep everything shut down because I think everything's affordable. I'm good. I don't drink coffee, so it doesn't bother me. And I just push a button and a Diet Coke shows up. Get mad at me if you want. This is the truth. But I'm going to shut that project down. Okay. And then Virginia, I'm going to have, right? I'm going to have a candidate on the ballot doesn't like Trump, so Western Virginia is not going to come out and vote. And then up there where everybody's laid off, instead of just fire, they're all going back to work. They are all going back to work. And I'm in Georgia where we lost two statewide races for Public Service Commission. Not a big deal. Look, we got our asses handed to us in Georgia, right? And we have a governor that has our Senate race against Ossoff in the future so screwed up with primary fighting already, Brian Kemp. I mean, as a Republican, could you please text me and tell me our wins? I'll take it. Tell me the wins. Well, H-1B visas. Really? No, because Trump says we don't have the talent. Don't have the talent. I mean, I think what Trump should do is call Simon Cowell and let him do an America's Got Talent. You know, they got a show. Now, you're going to get mad at me. You know, Trump did The Apprentice all those years, right? Well, we got this show called America's Got Talent. Throw them on there. If they could dance, give them the damn job. Well, we got to have the Chinese, the Indians, and I mean, we got to have someone that can run the Dunkin' Donut, the convenience store, and, you know, check you in at the motel. I know that was, oh my God. I can't believe he's saying stuff like that. We don't have the talent. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come back because I need to know as Republicans, I'm not going after Donald J. Trump. I would like to know who's advising him. As Republicans, will you please text me the wins? WINS, right? Could you please do that? Say, here's what we won. Shut up. Okay. Right? They're going back. They're getting all their back pay. Diane, I don't even know if I said good morning. And we don't know if it's real. We got to talk about that. I'm going to, where's this at? I had it just a minute ago, Diane. Give me number. Boom, boom, boom. Give me number 73. Now, they want you to believe Democrats are upset and they're in disarray. And the Democrat Party is split, right? Yes, and some will not vote for it. Some cross the line and they're upset. It's subsidies and, right? What's in the Senate deal? Funds federal government through January. Oh, so what you say is we're going to start 2026. You realize there's not a corporation one. There's not a bank, okay? There's not a bank. Now, for years, I had to, on a yearly basis, I had to provide tax statements. I had to provide profit and loss statements. I had to provide certain times because of credit limits I was working with in a corporation. I'd have to provide what's called a certified financial. Yes. All the above. There's no way I could have ever went to a bank and said, I want to buy that $245,000 Western Star crane. Oh, I love that truck. I want to buy that. Oh, you do you? Yeah. Okay, go right ahead. Didn't work like that. I mean, we are in an absolute total meltdown mess where we cannot discuss full funding and cut funding for any length of time. We don't do budgets. We react in crisis mode all the time. Usually comes around that voting. Full year appropriations for SNAPs, USDA, and Veterans Affairs. So what you're saying is September of next year, what you're saying is by the next election, we could be close to fighting over this. White House shutdown, layoffs reversed. They all back pay for federal workers. They're all getting their back pay. I mean, I have to tell you something. If you're a TSA agent, if you are a financially fiscal conservative and you handle your money, you just made out as a TSA agent. You made out big time. You went to work every day. You went home. You told your wife, partner, whoever the hell's staying at the house that you call a friend. You say he's just a friend. You say, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this in a cookie jar. We'll go to the bank. We're going to put this in the cookie jar every week because we're guaranteed one time a year we're going to miss a week's worth of work, 2 weeks worth of work, or whatever, right? So we're going to put it in the cookie jar so there's no problem. If you had some money put away and you're able to make it for 45 days, because people that actually will plan out could do this. This is not a big deal. It was a crisis, an emergency, starvation, hunger around the corner, lines of cars, of federal workers looking for food. They don't know what tomorrow brings. You can do 45 days standing on your head if you just handle it right, and they get paid well. They have good benefits, good they get holidays paid and stuff like that. They're doing fine. They are doing fine. They have your money, or maybe they have China's money. Somebody, whoever's buying the bonds. But if you put it back, these people made out. I went to work every day. Trump says he's giving them $10,000. Air traffic controllers. They get all the back pay. What if you're not an air traffic controller? Woohoo! 45 days off. European vacation, baby. I put the money up. I invested it. I was turning 8-9%. You know, I got enough. I'm going to Europe for 2 weeks. I'm taking a cruise. And when you get back, you didn't have to go to work. We'll pay you. We are the taxpayers. We are the American people. We're the ones that get crapped on and nothing ever works out for us. But for you, take that Caribbean cruise. And when you come back, we'll pay you every dime. Can't beat that. You know, they don't lose. This doesn't go through their time off, vacation time, sick pay, back pay for federal workers. Senate vote next month on expiring health tax credits. All right, so when we come back, the Epstein files. Okay, so this lady is being sworn in today. She will be number 218. Yes, She will be number 218 on the signatures for what's it called? It's called a discharge petition. She'll be 218. Now, the one thing about the total Epstein file, there's a lot of controversy around this, and but you got to keep in mind, and I don't run cover, as you well know, for anyone, but you got to keep in mind these files were in the custody of, what was that Attorney General? Merrick Garland. These files were in the custody of Merrick Garland, Christopher Wray. I mean, think of who had their hands on these files. And we learn every day they altered files, they deleted files. So much like everyone else, I agree. I think everything should be out in the open, and every lawmaker in Capitol Hill that is a piece of garbage, maybe not just for the Epstein files, should go to prison. But at the same time, I got to keep a clear head of who had these files for the last especially 4 years. Doesn't mean I don't want to see them. Who won the battle? Elon Musk or Steve Bannon? Who won the battle? Elon Musk or Steve Bannon? Bannon says when in 2026 he will go back to jail, or will he just go to jail? I'll see you in about 5 minutes.
Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right. So on August 13th, okay. Oh, by the way, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Diane, there is no 21. And Diane, I actually think my encoder could be going out. I might have to get a new encoder as a backup, because I had a problem with the camera coming on once or twice this morning. Anyhow, so there is no 21. Now, back in August. Now, wait a minute. Maybe I should play this first. You can't hear the dog? I mean, he's right under my window. And I don't know why we haven't done anything, but right under my window. You may not be able to hear. But Bella, I have a dog named Bella Boo. I have 3 dogs. Stella Lou, Bella Boo, and Charlie Chew. Now, Bella Boo will stand right under this window and not stop barking for 2 hours. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know why we haven't done anything about it yet. But that being said, I don't know, maybe nobody's in the office. Now, Diane, all right, so coffee. Now, easy on this. Your guys' messages, you're not leaving President Trump. You don't want to leave President Trump. I get it. That's not what this segment's about. But you're sending me the messages because I think I'll read some of this one because we're going to get to it. Because I told you, what did we get? All right. Now, we're going to talk about this. So if the U.S. does not have the talent, and we must continue with visas, the H-1B visas, right? Then we must not have the talent to work in these modern factory plants being built and retooled that are coming next year. Exactly, right? Year and a half. Is this why the U.S. must continue allowing these visas? Exactly. I mean, President Trump, he tells us he brought $20 trillion back to the country. Okay. He says everywhere you turn, we're building these next generation high-tech plants. Their automation is going to take over, and we're set to lead the. Okay, we just don't have the people. We don't have the people. I'm going to show you some things. So, price of coffee. Let's see. Give me this one here, Diane. Give me this one here. This is from ABC. Now, they're all running the narrative. I've got an ABC, CNN, and an MSNBC. They're all running Fox. Every one of them are running this narrative right now on affordability But give me video 5. Listen to Laura Ingraham actually push back and say coffee. Video 5.
And the Republicans, and I say it all the time, Republicans have to talk about the fact that prices are down.
But the president does concede some prices are up.
The only thing is beef. Beef, coffee, is a little high because the ranchers are doing great. Coffee, we're going to lower some tariffs. We're going to have some coffee come in. We're going to take care of all this stuff very quickly, very easily. It's surgical. It's beautiful to watch. But our costs are way lower.
Some retailers have been slashing prices as more shoppers tighten their budgets. Just yesterday, Target announcing
beef. Coffee, Mr. President. All right. Coffee, Mr. President. Laura Ingraham. Now, first of all, you got, I will not succumb to a latte. You got it? You will not wait behind me, first of all, at a Starbucks, because I can't stand the taste of their coffee. I'm not protesting Starbucks. I just don't like the taste of their coffee. I think it's nasty, all right? I like a good pot of coffee. I like McDonald's coffee, by the way. Anyhow, you will not stand behind me in line for a latte. But guess what? Coffee's been going through the roof. Now, I'm a good old-fashioned guy. I go to the store. I'm cheap. Just cheap, okay? I go to the store, beep, 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 $9, $8.75, $8.73, $8.71. $8.71's the winner. What kind is it? I don't know. It's $8.71. It's the winner. Now, I like a good cup of coffee, but at the same time, you know, I'll show you right here, right? This is my little dispenser. I put a pot of coffee in here in the morning. I come in, keeps it warm. My morning coffee. Now, if I'm sitting in the afternoon, I want a nice cup. Anyhow, let's move from coffee. But I knew that coffee, when I went, and it went from 13 a can to 19. I was like, you know what? This is going to bite us in the ass. Coffee? Yes. The kids are drinking coffee. The kids got their iced coffee. The kids got this can of coffee. My mom buys coffee. My mom calls me, have you seen the price of coffee? I mean, there's a handful of things that just really, you know. So when he got into it, I sent, and this is a congressman. You just heard coffee. I tried to tell him I wanted the president to know, and this is a congressman. Got it? August. This is back. This is August. I sent directly to a member of Congress. August. Where's it at? I have it. Don't go nowhere. Don't get all bent out of shape. I ain't in the mood for that. Okay? Okay, here it is. I had it. I hope all is well. August 13th, a member of Congress. I hope all is well. Could you please ask President Trump to stop fighting with Brazil? My coffee is up $3 a can. Thank you, BKP. Boom. Okay. Brian addressed me by first name. That is not an ask that I can make. No, you're not getting it, dude. You're not getting it. I really wasn't asking you to go in the Oval Office and say, hey, BKP down in Georgia wants to know about the coffee. No, I was trying to let you know that this is going to bite you. That's not something I could ask. No, you need to go tell whoever in your caucus, hey, Mike Johnson, you know, and then I said, I know you can't. You know me. Maybe you could tell him, I said this, I said, maybe you could tell him right before he meets with Putin on Friday. I don't care. This is what I wrote. I don't care about Ukraine. I care about my Maxwell house. Take care, Congressman. I always wish you well. Yeah. That's what I wrote to a member of Congress. Maybe you could tell him right before he meets with Putin. I was trying to send a signal back in August. We're going to get our asses handed to us if you don't stop saying everything's going the right direction. People are, it's costing more. Car insurance. Why did my car insurance go up another $129? I didn't have any accidents. Well, here's the thing, though. The replacement value. What? Everything. And it's out of his control, but you've got to give the people the impression that you're connected. I said, maybe you could tell him right before he meets with Putin Friday. This is back in August. I said, I don't care about Ukraine. I care about my Maxwell House coffee. Take care, Congressman. That's what I wrote. And I'm tired of Zelensky. I don't give a crap, okay? I don't give a crap. Russia is pushing into Ukraine right now. We have spent billions of dollars. We are sitting here right now talking about whether people can eat, starve, whatever position they're in. We're talking about crisis in America. We're talking about affordability. We're talking about not being able to afford health insurance, it going up. But this little damn sawed-off runt has walked in the Oval Office not once, a half dozen times, and taken out a damn bag of cash back to Ukraine. We never talk about how corrupt they are. We never talk about how we paid. Not only did we pay all of our government employees to go home and have a 45-day break, we pay all of Ukraine's parliament over there. We pay the little sawed-off runt. We give them all kinds of money. We don't talk about the military arms that we have sent into Ukraine that have ended up on the black market, that may be down south of the border down there, or maybe in Venezuela, and the little guy down there might have them pointed at us. We don't talk about any of that shit. Sorry, Mom. I know shit's jumping out a little too many times a day. Bada bing, bada boom. I'll back it off. But you know what I mean? So I understand. I don't want the world to explode, but I want a decent price on a cup of coffee. Cup of coffee in the big time. All right, I got to get off the coffee. That bothered me. But I'll tell you what. Let me say this, okay? So, affordability. Now, here's what Trump says. We'll get to the visas. Who won? Bannon or Elon Musk? Bannon keeps running the narrative. If the White House pumps Bannon something to whoop something into a frenzy, he runs it. I'm sorry, you could dislike me, you could turn this off, but I do not have my ear to the floor waiting for Steve Bannon to tell me what's behind the scenes. No, not at all. I will never forget, I'll get to this in a minute, but I will never forget talking to some friends. They're good people, and they were really on the Elon Musk, Steve Bannon. They were really taking Bannon's side, and you know what? Seems like just the other day, Elon Musk entered into a $1 trillion pay package. $1 trillion pay package. Wow. Okay. And Bannon don't have enough money to shave. All right. So give me, we're going to get to paper ballots in a minute. All right. Prices are down. We just did this. We'll do it again. We're going to go this one again. Video 5. We just did this one. Listen to what he says, because they're all running with it. Video 5.
And the Republicans, and I say it all the time, Republicans have to talk about the fact that prices are down.
But the president does concede some prices are up.
The only thing is beef. Beef, coffee is a little high because the ranchers are doing great. Coffee, we're going to lower some tariffs. We're going to have some coffee come in. We're going to take care of all this stuff very quickly, very easily. It's surgical. It's beautiful to watch. But our costs are way lower.
Some retailers have been slashing prices as more shoppers tighten their budgets. Just yesterday, Target announcing it's cutting prices on more than 3,000 products, including food and essentials. Kroger and Walmart announcing deals for Thanksgiving. And if Congress approves the deal to reopen the government, millions will see their SNAP food benefits restored.
The reason they're lowering their prices is when you reload the SNAP card, they want you to come to their store. They want to start getting you as the SNAP customer. Yes, they're not lowering their prices because, oh my God, Americans deserve. Are you telling me that you could have lowered your prices? You've been gouging? No, SNAP benefits. They want that chips. What do you like? A Lay's potato chip? You like a good Chester Cheeto? What do you like down there? Doritos? What's your thing, man? And right next door, here's the soda pop. Right? We got it all right here. You get your chips, your soda pop, Little Debbie's at the end of the aisle. We got you back and hooked, babe. We're going to run a sale on all of those things. That's what they're doing. And then Trump says, well, it's easy. Just watch. It's easily. It's surgical. I'm sorry. You cannot get on TV and tell me it's surgical when you're 297. I understand the load of crap that was put on your desk. I understand you got dealt a bad hand. I understand you were impeached twice. I understand you've been indicted, convicted, everything. I understand that they tried to assassinate you. I get it. But that doesn't mean you get to come 297 in and not say, give me CNN. CNN's now this one here. I think I want to show you something here on this one. And Fox News is in on it. Give me 67. You really think Fox News showing the ballroom, right? You think the ballroom is playing? I mean, I have been attacked for this. Give me 77. The coffee shops took pride in being community hubs. Then tariffs hit. Really? Wait a minute. Let me flip this. So what you're telling me is these kids that go in and they sit there and scroll all day at a coffee shop, they would actually vote based on their coffee being too high. Bingo. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't really see that. Okay. 79, Trump. Republicans have to talk about lower prices. They couldn't, Mr. President. They got to talk about it. The problem is the prices, they're low. We just got to keep saying it over and over. Look, I was somewhere yesterday. Someone leaned over. I was at a group with a group of people. Someone leaned over and whispered to me, said, and this is a Trump supporter. A Trump supporter said, who's advising the president? Because somebody's got to tell him things are still pretty high. Number 80, Bloomberg. It's Trump's economy now, and Americans don't seem to love it. 81, Trump bristles as affordability takes center stage. Number 82, White House aides want an affordability pivot. Does Trump? So I don't know if this is true. I don't trust White House leaks or what the media says is being said in the White House, but they're getting some leaks saying, look, we're trying to go to him and say, can we move this direction? Now, Diane, this one's about 3 minutes long. It's CNN. I'm going to give you the high sign to stop it, and then I want to start it right there. It's a poll. Give me 85. This little guy, a lot of you guys like to put him up, and I see you share this little guy here. Many Americans unhappy with Trump's handling of the economy on CNN. Now, what he is showing in polling, we're not saying that polling is it. Trump, attention to lower cost, not enough. Overall, 75. He is saying the polling says 57% of Republicans are saying he's not spending enough time. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know how far that's off, because if your friends won't say it, the whispers out there, it's being whispered. Because let me show you something. What was it? Just 2 days ago? Number 27? I mean, just 2 days ago, the White House had a terrorist. This guy's he's not a Midwestern farmer. No. He's not a farmer saying, I don't know if you can handle this much truth in one program. He's not a farmer from out west in Idaho saying, hey, I farm onions and I can't get the worker visa. I can't get people to come in on a worker visa because although they're here legally and I get about 300. I watched a story with a guy. He's in Idaho. He's a onion farmer. And every year he brings in about 350 on a work visa to help, to help pick the onions or get the onions or whatever, get the crop out of the ground. Forget the word I'm looking for. But anyhow, harvest the onion crop. And when they're done, they go home and they're here. He said he's having a problem getting them because they're afraid, although they're going to be here and have a work visa, raids still may happen and they may have a problem. Now, I'm not taking up, I'm not going against ICE. I can hear the comments now. I'm not protecting illegal in this country. But, maybe having a group of farmers in there asking, hey, what can we do for you? Right? No, we got a terrorist. So give me right here. Let's go back to this one here. 85. Look for the high sign here. Give me video 6.
Of Fox News, he told a very different story.
Is this a voter perception issue of the economy, or is there more that needs to be done by Republicans on Capitol Hill, or done in terms of policy?
More than anything else, it's a con job by the Democrats.
So you're saying that voters are misperceiving how they feel, or?
So when I took over, you remember?
Because you said Biden did that too, because he was saying things were great,
let's say it's synonymous, Biden and Kamala, because you didn't know who the hell was campaigning.
Why are people saying they're anxious about the economy? Why are they saying that?
I don't know that they are saying. I think polls are fake. We have the greatest economy we've ever had.
CNN's chief data analyst, Harry Enton, takes us.
Now, he said polls are fake, and I understand that. But it's a con job, according to him. So if you're sitting out there, you can make your own decision. Now, the one thing Laura Ingraham, and I'm not a massive Laura Ingraham fan, just really not. She does carry water, but she did some pushback. And I'll tell you what Laura did that I thought was quite interesting is she could not hold facial expressions. She couldn't. I mean, if you could read the looks and say, it's almost like she was saying in some points, who's telling you this stuff? So if you feel out there it's a con, okay. If you're in an economic position that, it doesn't matter if a loaf of bread goes from $2 to $2.62, it means nothing to you. Okay. I mean, when I say that, there's people that financially, it's not a big deal. How they feel. Now, that's something I'm going to show you in a minute because I've told you for a long time and always have to go to Biden or Kamala. You know, the president going to football games, the president going to different things, attending different things, you know, speaking at the funeral service for Charlie Kirk, presenting Erica with some medal of freedom. I mean, all of these things that he's doing, they're nice, but he just said, you know what? It's easily. He said the price is easily. We surgically going to remove them. Now, let's finish this guy's polling data. Go back to that video and let's wrap this up.
Through the decidedly real numbers.
Donald Trump might be trying to downplay voters' concerns about affordability, but I'm here to tell you that is a ginormous error. It may be an error that goes down in political infamy. Why do I say that? Well, the reason Donald Trump was elected was to fix the problem of inflation. Right back in October of 2024, who was more trusted in inflation? It was Donald Trump by 9 points over Kamala Harris. But look at where we are today. Donald Trump is underwater with the Titanic when it comes to inflation. His net approval rating is 26 points underwater. My goodness gracious. Now I know Donald Trump, when things aren't going his way, wants to pass the political buck. He might try and throw it back at Joe Biden's face, the former president. That, simply put, will not work. The American people don't buy it because, get this, more responsible for the current economy, Trump or Biden? We're talking 54%. The clear majority of voters say Donald Trump's more responsible for the current economy than just 21% who say Joe Biden. I will note I've seen this in poll after poll after poll. More folks saying Trump is responsible than Biden. Now, of course, it's one thing if voters don't like the state of the economy, but it's another thing when they don't think that Donald Trump actually gives a hoot. And we see that in the polling because take a look here. Trump attention to lowering costs, not enough. We're talking about 3 in 4 Americans, 75% overall, who say Trump's not paying enough attention to lowering costs. And even among Republicans, that solid Republican base who oftentimes approves of Trump's job by 85, 90%, 57% of them say that Trump's not paying enough attention to lowering costs. Now, we're talking about Trump. He, of course, at least constitutionally, can't run for another term, but his Republican Party is up in the midterm elections. They should be scared. SH blank, blank, blank list. Why do I say that? Because we just had a test of this. We just had to test the economy in the off-year elections in New Jersey, in Virginia. And get this, how economy first voters went in 2025. Mikey Sherrill, the Democrat in New Jersey. Get this, she won him by 33 points. How about in Virginia? Abigail Spanberger, the Democrat. She won economy first voters by 27 points. If these numbers hold and Donald Trump continues to try ignore a problem that Americans very much think we have in terms of cost of living affordability, well, it might be adios amigos, goodbye for that House Republican majority, and I dare say the Republican Senate majority as well. Back to you.
Folks, that's the narrative they're running. Whether you like what I put up or not, that's the narrative they are running. And you know what? I have to tell you, it's like I said when I opened up this morning. What did we get? Northern Virginia, they all went back to work. What did we get? And, you know, President Trump has overwhelmingly, give me one more, video 7, the economy, video 7.
In part two of a sit-down interview with Fox News, the president touted the U.S. economy.
The Thanksgiving meal cost 25% less this Thanksgiving, coming up, think of that, than it did last Thanksgiving under Sleepy Joe Biden. That's a 25% reduction. Our prices are much lower. Their line is price is affordability. That's the new word, affordability. It's much less expensive under Trump. And I haven't been here long. 9 months is not a long time. We have the greatest economy in history.
But are Republicans not selling it?
Yes, the Republicans don't talk about it.
So they need to do a better job on Capitol Hill.
The Democrats give false talk, and the Republicans, and I say it all the time, Republicans have to talk about the fact that prices are down.
Biggest megaphone in the world, right there, presidency of the United States. But the claim that the president made there about Thanksgiving meals being 25% cheaper through Walmart's website, through Walmart, is true, but Walmart also included fewer items in that package this year.
You and I both know the mess left behind. You and I both know the trillions that was printed. You and I both know the shelves that were empty, the increases in prices where you couldn't build anything because lumber, you couldn't get lumber in the Biden administration, and it was up 300% on some products in building products. We all know that. But folks, when it comes to the people that don't pay attention, you and I pay attention, but when it comes to the majority of people in this country that don't pay attention, that all gets erased on January 20th for them when you take the oath of office. And as President of the United States, I'll say this, I love Donald J. Trump. But you never say, well, I've only been there 9 months. You don't do that. And it's a con job. You just don't do that. I've only been there 9 months. Someone called me the other day, a Republican. I speak to Republicans. A Republican calls me the other day, give me 86, and said, do you realize, take Trump's name off of this, and this. Put Obama's name on there. What would we be doing right now? I actually recall when Obama took office and the economic collapse in 2010. It was an economic collapse, major collapse in 2010, right? Obama took office. I remember 9 months in, we were tired of him sending all the people out on the morning shows, saying I've only been there 9 months, blaming. Give me number 86. Oh, you have that up there. All right. Now, at the same time, we're talking about the economy. Reality is 87. The U.S. job market, thousands are being laid off. But we can bring in foreigners all over the world, right? And we can bring in 600,000, was it 600,000 Chinese students? Give me 88. Affordability concerns are a con job, according to Trump, right? And let me make sure. Let's see if I have any more affordability. We know there's a deal today. Now, let me give you this one, and we're going to take a break. Video 11. Not that I like this. I do not like this guy. But just like Laura Ingraham said, and if you're new to the show, I tell people all the time, people call me, you can't tell someone how they feel. Don't tell someone how they feel. Video 11.
Breaks the rich. It's so simple and single-minded. The Democrats have to just get out of the way and let this message speak for itself. And as far as Trump telling people, well, it's a con, you can't tell people how they're feeling. You can't tell people what they're supposed to feel when they stand at the checkout market. You can't tell people what to feel when they're getting their premiums and they're twice as much. This is a message that is single-minded, simple for the Democrats. They are set up to win. I don't even think Democrats are screwing this one up.
Don't tell people how they feel. I was somewhere last night. A politician was talking about cutting a tax and saying that would put 5% back in your pocket. Wouldn't you like to have 5% back in the pocket? But when you ask how's that happen, they can't tell you. And then I'm listening to politicians tell me that they cut taxes last year and they refunded to, I live in Georgia, the hardworking people in Georgia, they gave back $1 billion and some dollars in refunds. Okay, can we talk about my car insurance for just a minute? right? Can we talk about how we spend $1 billion? This is across the state. Someone will say, "Oh my God." Can we talk about how we spend $1 billion all the way across the state on athletic facilities for high schools, and our kids are not proficient in reading? Can we talk about that? All right, folks. When we come back, we just don't have the talent. I mean, just don't have.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCar Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Why are you here? Why are you here? Who told you you can come up here? Oh, quit smooching. Stop that smooching. Stop that smooching. This is Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Say hi. This is Charlie. Charlie? That's right. Go on, Charlie. Get on. That's Charlie. Charlie comes and visits every once in a while. Now, as you well know, I love dogs. I do. I love dogs. I have a cat. Woo, easy. I already felt it coming. I have a cat. I have Mittens Kitten on the front porch. Mittens Kitten doesn't put up with anything. She doesn't. Mittens Kitten doesn't put up with anything. She don't have time for these dogs. She don't got time for anybody. She doesn't put up with anything. She has her space. Boom. That's what I like about Mittens Kittens. But I have 3 dogs. You know I love my dogs. I'll tell you a little dog story later. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Now, I know the last couple of days you may feel, well, wait a minute. You have this pin that says you support Donald Trump. You have a watch. You got the Trump movie over here, Vindicated. I love that. Thank you very much. I got to always thank Diane for that. You got the Trump hat over there. Folks, I know the last couple of days you could have a feeling that I'm being negative, and I'm not. That's a promise. I am not being negative. By the way, during the break, I got a message right from the floor of Congress saying that they think a vote will take place at 4:00 today to reopen the government. Okay. That's the message. Let's see. Just got back to DC. I believe that this afternoon at 4, we will have a successful House vote to open the government. So right now it's about 4:00. It's planned for the House to vote. Everybody's trying to get back in to DC. And then officially, we will have the screw up of the Republicans 100% complete. Oh, crap. So, Donald Trump keeps bringing this investment, right? Now, stay with me on this because, I mean, I have to tell you, no matter how this sounds, I mean, people say, well, really? You really think you? Yes. I offered to go to D.C. I did. I offered to drop everything, go to D.C., and, you know, as Chappelle said, this is what happens when keeping it real goes wrong. I mean, so we had the down in 39. Hyundai, right? So Hyundai, we had the raid. We sent all these people back, Koreans, right? A big international incident. Now I want 39 and then I want 41 when we're ready, right? This is Korea. Look, I live in Georgia and I don't know where you're at in America, but Georgia is a colony of Korea. I know a lot of people get mad. I can't believe you say that. Look, if you have an ice cream stand in Georgia, somehow I could connect dots all the way back that thank God we have Kia, SK Battery, LG, Hyundai, and the Kemps, plural, his and her, royalty gave away our state, much with others that helped, okay, in the King's Royal Court, as we call it. But yes, we had quite an incident, and hundreds of Korean workers detained in Georgia will file a lawsuit against ICE. So they're filing a lawsuit. Give me 41. Many of you have sent me this one here. Koreans detained in Georgia battery plant raid, preparing class action suit against ICE. Now, Trump talked about this raid, and he said, look, we have to have people come and train our people, is what he said, right? That's what he said. You can't just turn these factories on. We don't have the people here, okay? So we do not have the people in this country, our bankers. Trump is meeting with bankers today. What if, and I'm just going to throw it out here, I don't know, but what if this right here, President Trump is going to have lunch with top American bankers. Maybe I have it, maybe I don't. But anyhow, let's see if I have it. Give me number 78. And then you can forget about this. So we have basically been told by our government, Trump to host Wall Street CEOs for White House dinner. Why don't he host these CEOs for White House dinner and say, look, I'd like to see American come roaring back, but not with Korea, not with Taiwan, not with Chinese 600,000 or however many thousands and thousands of Chinese students. No, not with all this here. I want to see our banks, our people, put the money together and let's get some of our kids' ingenuity, our geniuses out there, and let's invest in America to the bankers. No. President Trump has told you he brought 20 trillion back. So in America, Steve Jobs in a garage thinking, wow, Apple computer might work. Right? No, that's not what they're looking at. They're looking at you, the American people, being enslaved, having minimal jobs that are out there given to you with Middle East money, Saudi money, Qatari. Where are you going to work today? I'm going down to the plant. How'd you get that job? Those people from Qatari, they come over and check on us every once in a while. This is all true. The Koreans. Now, President Trump, he says, look, can't help it. You just ain't got the talent, man. You ain't got the talent. I mean, is this one it? All right, anyhow, here's the talent. Video 1. Now, some of this will be redundant, but this is video 1.
Republicans have to talk about it, Laura.
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
I'll
give you an example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing. It's very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems. They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
Some valid points. But wow, delivery. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't have talent, baby. Koreans, they got talent. I've seen them. Indians, oh man, can they run a convenience store? I've seen it. They got talent, baby. America's got talent. Ask Simon Cowell. He'll tell you. Laura Ingraham, I got to give it to her on the pushback. We did when you and I were growing up. I mean, we had talent. Well, you know, they're making batteries down there. Very dangerous, very dangerous. You know, I've always heard those batteries are dangerous. And you can't have them coming in and making major investments. You see, here's what is really being said. God, I wish I didn't have to bring this. Here's what's really being said. Look, they're going to make the investment, but we have to bow down to them. And if they want to bring their people, we have to say yes. I'm serious. Let's go with boom, boom, boom. Here is video. Now, this is MSNBC. They're all running this video 8.
Visas in part 2 of that sit-down interview with Fox News that aired last night. During his answer, he suggested foreign labor is necessary because Americans lack certain talents. Watch.
Does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent.
We have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here.
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles.
Meanwhile, President Trump is expected to host several Wall Street CEOs for a White House dinner later today in his latest move to strengthen ties.
Okay, so let's unpack that for the truth. We, the American people, and they sent the kids to colleges to sit here today and say we have 1.7. Now listen to what we're actually saying here. We have 1.7 trillion that I'm aware of in school loan debt. 1.7 trillion in school loan debt. That's school loans. Not counting credit card debt that most of these young people that have the school loan debt are under that same pressure, right? Our government put our kids, they took them zero down. Right now, you want to give them a 50-year mortgage, zero down to go to college, zero down for a car. You remember the rent and all the payments were diverted. What you're seeing now is The bills are coming due. They were all diverted and shut down. They didn't have to pay rent for a certain amount of time. They didn't have to pay bills. They didn't have to pay back on college loans. But we went throughout all these years and we sent these kids into these higher learning institutions. And he's right. This is not totally on his back. And our talent pool, in a lot of ways, the kids, they're up there learning how to watch TV. I say do not let these people in the country. Do not. We'll make it. We'll be okay. And give our jobs to our kids. We don't have the talent. That's very upsetting to sit there as your president of the United States of America and say your people don't have the talent. Now, I'm sorry. I'm not picking one thing out. He said it. He's very adamant about it. Now, remember this. This is where I want to clear this up because I do get very tired of the narrative and the lies on all sides. Remember this, number 61? You remember this? So here you go, right? Trump ally Steve Bannon pledges to take down Elon Musk. Bannon's remarks, right, come over Elon Musk's support for H-1B visas. Oh, I remember having this conversation with people. Yes. The reason, this is Elon here, the reason I'm in America along with so many critical people who built SpaceX, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies that made America strong is because of the H-1B. Take a big step back and F yourself. Boom. Ooh, that was Elon Musk to Steve Bannon. Now, give me number 62. Steve Bannon is a front. Steve Bannon is a front. A front. Steve Bannon says he told Trump to investigate Musk as an illegal alien, right? This was the battle. Guess what? Trump just said he's going to increase H-1B visas. He just said we don't have the talent, right? And then recently, number 66, Elon Musk recently, right? He got $1 trillion pay package. It worked out for the guy. 71, he plans to put a robot in every house in America. I mean, for some reason, it worked out for him. It doesn't sound like that Donald Trump and Elon Musk parted quite the way Bannon, the media, inside the White House. I mean, the last I remember, he was in there fist fighting with the tall gay guy. What's his name? The Treasury guy. Percent, give me number 72. Now, number 70, this is what is being said. Also, let's not forget the floating of a 50-year, a friggin' 50-year mortgage. And I don't know if this is true. I do not know if it's true, but where's it at? Where's it at? I got it. Maybe I can't find it, but they're saying inside the White House, Trump has advisors that are very upset that Pulte leaked this out and made this public. They say they're very upset. Now, I got to do this. I got to switch gears. Let me just give you this one here. Morning Joe, video 10, before we get here.
The United States doesn't have enough talented people to fill certain jobs. We'll show you those new comments.
No. This is what Steve Bannon and Elon Musk were fighting over months ago. And now Donald Trump is saying the same thing. We need people from around the world. Sounds like Reagan here.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a minute. I'm going to text Jesus. Well, I am. I'm going to text Jesus and see what Jesus says about this. Could you give me number 52 while I'm texting Jesus and see if he'll answer? You think I'm silly? I just want to see what Jesus thinks about this. A divine connection in your pocket. Text with Jesus. AI. I'm not joking. So I'm watching, and I've got one eye over here, and I got a trained ear. Yes, I do. I have a trained ear. And I hear this right here, number 110. We don't have time for Venezuela today. Let's just hold off the attack till tomorrow and I can do the story. And I'm listening voices to song and AI takeover. So yesterday on social media, I clicked and I kept going. I wasn't interested last night. And I get this 109, and I get that from voices to song and AI takeover, apparently this is a number one country song. There's no person, there's no band, there's nothing, right? I mean, there's no swinging doors and sawdust on the floor and a jukebox. Nothing. This is all AI. Yes, and it's a hit song. I'm telling you. Then I said, okay, I got to research this a little bit. Let me see what this is. And then I go to Axios, and this pops up, number 49. And I'm like, no, this is not real. Meet chatbot Jesus. Churches tap AI to save souls and time. Jesus is a chatbot. Yes, I'm not joking. Things are bad out there, folks. Things are bad. And then 50, why it matters. AI is helping some churches stay relevant in the face of shrinking staff, empty pews, and growing online audiences. But the practice raises new questions about who, what is guiding the flock. New AI-powered apps allow you to text with Jesus or talk to the Bible, giving the impression you are communicating with the deity or an angel. You see what's coming here? Do you see what's coming? You will get the impression that I've already asked you. When one of those robots at the grocery store asks you if you're having a nice day, are you going to run or answer the robot? I'm not joking. This is real. Now, 53. We asked clergy if they use AI to help write sermons. Here's what they said. You can go read all these articles. Now, I know this because in the past, currently I don't, because I'm not. When we had children in church and years ago, and I was on the deacon board and the building committee and the change the light bulb committee and set up the chairs committee and drive the church bus committee. But years ago, right, I know the pastor would always be in his office on Saturdays preparing his Sunday sermon, actually writing a finish. I remember one pastor every Saturday, and he had to stop doing that because everybody knew he was at the church Saturday morning, in prayer and studying and writing out his sermon. and everything, they're now using AI to write their sermons. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. Now, this one's interesting. How about this one right here? Give me number 51. If you're Episcopalian, if you are Episcopalian, right? You can. They have AI. You can go there, and they have Episcobot. You have the Episcobot. If you're Episcopalian, they got AI for you. They've got the Episcobot. Now, moving right along, I started looking this up. Number 48, right? The most realistic voice AI platform. Now, people like Matthew McConaughey and others, they're making a deal with this platform to sell their voice. They're going in a contract to sell their voice. And once they do and they're in contract, if you have an account with this company, right, you could take any text, pick the voice, and you can have a script. Now, what's scary and coming down the road, when you answer the phone, who are you talking to? I'm not joking. Who are you talking to? This is getting out of hand. I have told you this is moving rapidly. Number 47. Now, this is the company. Matthew McConaughey, Michael Caine sell their voices to AI podcast company. 11 Labs is what they're called. Is launching a consent-based AI clone celebrity voice marketplace. Won't cost you much. All they've got to do is sell their voice. If you're marketing, you don't have to spend that big money anymore. You have an account with this company. You go in, you pick who you want, type out your script. This is Matthew McConaughey, and yes, I do drive a Toyota Prius. All right. Toyota Prius. Yeah. All right. Yes. I mean, it is moving so rapid, and this is what they're hiding behind. The data centers of what's happening, it's moving in rapid speed every single day. But I'm going to tell you this. Take notice of the Meet chatbot Jesus Christ. I, for one, do really pray you're paying attention. Give me 42 before we go to break for the Georgia Hour. This is what has been sold. President of the United States, a bill of goods. White House furious with Pulte over 50-year mortgage. That's what's being reported. Now, number 44, Grahava. Mike Johnson finally scheduled Grahava swearing in. This is the lady from Arizona that for the past 7 weeks has not been sworn in. Now, when she is sworn in, she will make 218. Mike Johnson, as Speaker of the House, gets control of what goes to the floor for a vote. Another reason why we have to have majority party, because your stuff never comes up for a vote. And if you can't get Mike Johnson to put your bill on the floor for a vote, you do what's called a discharge petition. It takes 218 signatures. They have 217. Now, once they get that 218, they could take the discharge petition, and it forces, in the rules of the House, Mike Johnson to put the Epstein file request on the floor for a vote. She is 218. She says she will sign it. Now, I just want to say something. Let's go with video 9.
September decisively has been denied the ability to serve more than 800,000 people in Arizona. And why is that the case? It's because Republicans are running a pedophile protection program. They are intentionally hiding the Jeffrey Epstein files, but those days are over.
Now keep in mind, when they do this, who had control of the files? I'm not running cover for anyone. I do not carry water, as you well know. But keep in mind who had these files, right? Merrick Garland had these files. Joe Biden had these files, right? Maybe Hunter Biden had the files. Christopher Wray, FBI, had these files. So don't forget that as they talk big, that they're going to get them opened up, and Republicans are hiding a pedophile ring. Let me show you something that's really got Lindsey Graham upset today. Actually, this is not appropriate, but I'm going to do it anyway. Where's it at? Lindsey Graham is all upset over this. I could have sworn I had this. That's right here. Hang tight. I know I have it. Because I couldn't help but think of Lindsey Graham possibly in China and not being able to access this. Here it is, 84. Give me 84. Lindsey Graham or Cory Booker. Although Cory Booker did pretend to get married. Popular gay dating apps vanish from the App Store in China. I don't know. I don't know why it made me think of Lindsey Graham. I don't know. All right, folks, we have the Georgia Hour coming up. I know I have something else here I wanted to show you before we get to the Georgia Hour. Well, number 6, if you pulled over and you just can't cooperate with law enforcement and you're looking for a way out, well, you know what we always say here, just toss a sandwich, throw a sandwich, have a sandwich in the passenger side, just in case. Take that down. Darn. Here it is. Number 26. Keep an eye on this. You got to keep an eye on the Supreme Court, folks. Right there. Supreme Court to decide if mail-in ballots must arrive by Election Day. Yeah, you might want to keep an eye on that one. Let's see. 111, we have floated our largest aircraft carrier. Is that the one? The SS, not the SS Minnow there, Gilligan. That is, UK has suspended intel sharing. Go back to that one. I'm sorry. You hit the nail on that one, and then give me 111, if you don't mind. Because of, you don't remember where you were at? Okay, I'll help you find it. 97. There you go. UK suspends some intel sharing with US because they claim that these are illegal. All right. Blowing these boats out of the water. 111. But over in Venezuela, we have Venezuela mobilizes as U.S. warships move into the region. And so Ukraine is preparing for that. And what they've done here is tell me this before we get out for the Georgia Hour. My gosh, how come I'm struggling? I need glasses. Normally I have this ready to go. There's no problem whatsoever. And I could see everything happening. But today it seems like I'm, give me 90. So Venezuela is preparing. Now let me ask you a question. Does that look like army men? Does it look like they took a little, outdoor carpet, laid it down, and they spread out some army men and took a picture and said, we're preparing? Because that's Venezuelan government TV. Are those army men did they get a bag of 100 over at the dollar store? You know what I always ask? Give me number 68. My biggest concern. Did they find the monkey? I will be back 10 o'clock Georgia hour. Don't miss 10 o'clock Georgia hour. We'll see you in 12 minutes. Take a break.
Days Chevrolet in Jasper. It's last call. Your last chance to save $11,500 off Silverado 1500 and $9,000 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss this last call and save $11,500 off Silverado 1500 and $9,000 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Divorce is tough, but your finances don't have to be. I'm David Cross, and I'm a certified divorce financial analyst practitioner. My job is to help you get a fair financial settlement in your divorce and to guide you to smarter money decisions. Find out how we can help you. U.S. Asset Management. It's your money and your future.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Days Chevrolet in Jasper. It's last call. Your last chance to save $11,500 off Silverado 1500 and $9,000 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss this last call and save $11,500 off Silverado 1500 and $9,000 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Big investment firms can lock out average people with their large account minimums. At U.S. Asset Management, we believe everyone should have access to experienced professional advice. And I have over 30 years of experience. Put us to work for you today. It's your money and your future. Build your retirement plan with U.S. Asset Management.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. It is time for the Georgia Hour. The Georgia Hour, Monday through Friday. Thank you very much for all of your kind words concerning our Joe Rossi interview yesterday. Just a very kind person. Just what a patriot, Joe Rossi. You can find that. I'm your host, BKP. Time for the Georgia Hour. Brought to you by voiceofruralamerica.com. Yesterday, we had Joe Rossi on the show, and you can find that on our Rumble link, okay? Go to Voice of Rural America, download our Rumble channel, subscribe to it, and every time we're live, you'll get a notification, but you can find that interview from yesterday. Now, we've talked about a couple things, and I went last night, and I'm not attacking, and I want to be very clear, but I had an opportunity. I have three planned. I don't want to go into all three because I like to just show up in the room. It was great last night. I went to a room, and I know some people like cringe for me to speak to them, and I made sure I talked to them. I always do. I make sure, hey, how are you? Come over here, talk to me. I know you hate me, but let's talk. Anyhow, moving right along. This will not be an attack. This is just going to be clarification on every candidate out there. I don't want to hear their stump speech. I don't want to hear their stump speech. If you want to stand up in front of the room and say, MAGA, America first, you support Donald Trump, what you do puts fear in liberals, I don't want to hear that. I'm going to give you what the question I asked last night. I'm going to play it for you. And the questions that these people, because we're in Georgia, they got to stand up and answer. Now, we just talked about the no talent HB blah blah blah, what is it, H-1B visas. Now, if you're in Georgia or you're not in Georgia, I just got a message and I was like, this message was a home run, and I'm going to modify it, not to, don't sue me. I'm not altering, don't sue me, but you brought up something that I'm going to modify your message because it's a home run. Now, we're just coming off President Trump saying, we lack the talent. We lack the talent. And there was reference made to what happened at the Hyundai plant and the LG battery plant down in Bryant County. Is it Bryant County, Georgia, where there was a raid? And we showed you this morning because yesterday things are not good between Korea and the United States right now on a tariff agreement. So we brought this to you, number 39 and then 41. So here's what I want to know. Hundreds of Korean workers detained in Georgia to file lawsuit against ICE. Okay. And then give me 41. Koreans detained in Georgia battery plant raid preparing class action lawsuit against ICE. Now, here's what we were told. That these people are down there. They come from Korea. We heard President Trump said, hey, we can't just take someone off the unemployment line. We can't take someone off the unemployment line and just say, hey, start making bombs or bullets or whatever. And batteries are real technical. So basically they say, well, these people are over here to train our people for the jobs. Now, every time Governor Kemp and Marty, the king and queen, and their court of Georgia, they will always tell you how many jobs are being created, right? And that's for tax abatement. They give them these great tax deals, but they have to create so many jobs. I think we want some new reporting. And this comes from the president and what they tell us. See, I got a text message that's 100% correct. The question is, were they training Americans? Were they? So every company that comes into Georgia, what we want to know is tell us where we can see your training plan, right? I don't think they were. I see a bunch of non-talented people walking around neighborhoods. So here's what I want from this. And I want to ask these lawmakers. These people are out here asking for your vote. All right. I want to know how many people they trained. I want to know their training program. I think it's a fair question because this is what has been put to you and I, that these people are here to train Americans to do the jobs. So we're going Brian Kemp and Marty and our Georgia Economic Development team. We're going worldwide and we're grabbing this, right? Great investment President Trump supports, and it's coming back here to Georgia. Then we have these people here, these Koreans at the battery plant that are here to train. So on that day where there are 300 North Korea or South Koreans here, Koreans at the battery plant, and 100 American citizens where they were training 100, or maybe can one person train 4? So were they 400 or 500 Americans there being trained? Or maybe they're doing jobs of, maybe they're assembly. Maybe they're not all doing training. But you get what I'm saying? So I think what we need is to ask all of these people that want to be the next governor, want to be the next lieutenant governor, want to be the next anything in Georgia, your local state house, state senate. Can we get a report on how many people are in this state from a foreign country that are here on a visa for training purposes? I think we ought to have the visa for training purposes. And how many Americans actually have those jobs today? Because that's what we're being told. We're being told they're here to train. Okay. They're technical jobs. We don't have the talent. Okay. If that's what you're saying, we want reports now. We want reports. How many were trained? Where are the training facilities? I mean, does SK Battery, does LG Battery, does Hyundai? I mean, is there a 6-month training program? And we have 200 Georgians enrolled every 2 months, and we got thousands of jobs coming. I mean, those kind of reports need to come out to us if you want us to believe that they're not just bringing their people in here and we're not training our people for the jobs. It's got to be done. Now, the other report we need in Georgia is automation. Automation, AI automation on these plants. How many are fully automated? How many generally take 200 people that will now take only 35 people to operate? Automation reports on these plants and AI concerning these plants needs to be in the reports. Now, let me just tell you something. If you go up and and I'm going to show you in a minute, and it's not an attack, and these lawmakers are just coming up here, and let me tell you, and you got someone stands up in front of a room and says, hey, if you elect me, I'm going to make sure we don't pay for transgender surgeries. Okay, that's a given. That's a given. We don't need to be paying. That's a given. If you elect me, I'm going to make sure boys don't compete in girls' sports. Okay, that's a given. You should do that. That's a given. So instead of getting up and giving me these one-liners that you want me to cheer for, give me a flat out, how are you going to implement everything when it comes to this training and what's going on? What's really happening? Because if you want to be lieutenant governor, you want to be governor, you want to hold these positions, you need to know these things. I mean, if you're a state rep or a state senator, how many people are in your district looking for these jobs that have the talent that want to get in the training program? So that's one thing when they stand up. Now, the second thing I noticed they're not talking about, they do not even speak. Now, the guy that was there last night, and I've heard other ones, they don't even talk about it. Now, you sent me this report. Were you able to get the video out of video 12 out of that report? Did I send you the video? If you couldn't get it, just let me know. And did I send it to you? Because you know how I am.
I have it. I didn't know I had it in my email.
What the hell? You know, Diane, I know what you're thinking. I'm for sure he can find something else to talk about. I know that. I know what you're really thinking. If you can get that out, I'd appreciate it. I didn't tell you I sent it. Sometimes I send things. Now, while she's working on that, these data centers, all right? And I'm going to show you something in a minute. These data centers. Folks, you've got to go to these meetings. And you got to ask these lawmakers. Now, I will tell you this. Your community town halls are not a waste. They are not a waste. So when we have hundreds of people at a town hall, they're not a waste. But you need to understand, by time you get to a town hall and they're building a data center in your backyard, by time it gets to town hall level, these people sitting up there, your board of commissioners, your city council, whoever is the authority that's holding these town halls, they've already been told by lawmakers how much tax revenue it's going to bring in to them, right? Now, these lawmakers will stand up in front of a room, right? They'll stand up in front of a room and tell you, if you vote for me, I'm going to give you, no state income tax. How do you like that? Now I'm going to sneak over here and I'm going to put it on this, and I'm going to put it on this and put it on this. But what I'm really going to do is I'm going to come into your community with a data center, and I'm going to tell your commissioners or your city council how much tax revenue it would bring in. Yes, by the time you get to a town hall, those people know how much tax revenue is coming in from that. So, were you able to get it? I mean, I don't want to put pressure if it's not ready.
Massive new data centers proposed for Metro Atlanta expect to use millions of gallons of water per day.
In fact, some of those data centers that power the internet and now AI are planning to use more water than entire Georgia towns. Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray live now at Piedmont Park. And Justin, you've been looking into what that means for the communities around these data centers.
Well, George, you can see the water still in the pool at one of the larger outdoor pools in the metro area, Piedmont Park Pool. Let's go to News Drone 2. You know, I checked with management here at the park. They tell me 165,000 gallons is what it takes to fill this pool. Well, these hyperscale data centers we're talking about, they can use that much water in less than an hour.
If you look up the hill to the left.
Neighbors tried to show me on the ground, but you can see it better from News Chopper 2. The proposed Project Sale data center in Coweta County would be bigger than all the terminals at Hartsfield-Jackson combined.
It's going to put pressure on the county water supply. There's no doubt about it.
Water might not be the first thing you think of when you look at big, hyperscale data centers like this Google facility in Douglas County. But most data centers rely on lots of water to cool the systems.
Nothing uses water or energy the way that data centers do.
Chris Manganello from the Chattahoochee Riverkeeper has been trying to get hard numbers to answer a pretty basic question.
How will the operations of data centers, affect a community's water supply?
Take that Douglas County Google site. We filed open records requests for the agreement between Google and the county. All references to water use specifics to water requirements throughout the document are blacked out, redacted, secret. Same for a Microsoft data center. The numbers for water use hidden. Our open records request even turned up an NDA, non-disclosure agreement with Microsoft, and this agreement even has a company name redacted.
In an absence of information, we're left with more questions than answers.
What we do have in Georgia that most states don't are proposed water usage numbers provided as part of development plans. And the largest data centers are proposing using 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, even 6 million gallons of water a day. This water tower in Noonan holds about 1 million gallons of water. Project Sale estimates it will use 6 of these, 6 million gallons every single day.
So you look at the Hyundai plant down near Savannah, they use about 2 million gallons of water a day.
Dan DiOrio is with the industry group that represents data centers.
They are responsible and efficient water users.
He says those proposed water numbers don't tell the full story, that much of the water brought in each day is returned to the water system. Let's go back again to that Douglas County Center. Google says it built special systems to be able to use 100% recycled water there.
The average data center is going to use less water than the average golf course.
But massive projects like Project Sale aren't the average data center, and Metro Atlanta's water is reliant on a Chattahoochee River prone to drought.
If there is a shortage of water, who gets priority?
Why not be more transparent as an industry with how that water usage is occurring?
The data center industry, just like any other industry, has to consider confidentiality in terms of protecting proprietary and competitive information.
Data centers have provided local governments details on their water needs that blacked out info, so water authorities can plan and build more infrastructure.
We are fully committed to paying our full cost of service, both for electricity and water.
Well, data center operators pledge costs will not be passed on to you. Neighbors remain unconvinced water bills won't go up.
There will come a reckoning, and we don't want to see that happen.
And the data center industry points to this study the state of Virginia did. Virginia and Georgia are really the top 2 states for these data centers. It found that the average data center uses less water than the average large office building, about 7 million gallons. But these hyperscale data centers we are talking about that are coming to Georgia, they can use that much, George and Karen, in less than a day.
Well, Justin, I think the question people have at home, does this mean that my water bill is going to go up?
And that is the big question. The data center industry is adamant that it will not, that they will cover all the costs of additional infrastructure. But with all these redacted documents, these NDAs, we essentially are taking their word for it.
That redacted document said it all. That pool behind you, a great visual for us, too. Justin, thanks.
Coming up here.
That was a very good report. I got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, you have to see that whole report. Who's leading the way on these data centers? Who is right front and center? Burt Jones. Burt Jones is front and center on these right here. Down in Butts County. His family, his dad's property. The data center's going in there. He wants to be the next governor. But what does he do? He throws a fake pass. Burt Jones throws a fake pass, what, has it been 4 or 5 days ago, that he put out his list of the sheriffs around the state that endorse him? Ask your sheriff. This is a good one. Ask your sheriff if him or her are on the Burt Jones endorsement list, if they actually endorsed or their name was just on a list. Just ask. I'm curious. Don't let any of these people stand up in front of us. First of all, why do we need all of these data centers? And you could hear Virginia and Georgia. They're getting enormous tax breaks. Redacted. Anything that's discussed on water is redacted from the open records. Even to the point they had to sign an NDA. Some of these companies, the water bill. So you just take some guy, say, we'll cover the cost. Was that what they said when they built Plant Vogel? Oh, we'll cover the cost? Override. Who gets priority on the water? I mean, everything from electricity to water to these centers. Now, I have to tell you, I'm going to go right back one more time and tell you that by time you get to a town hall meeting on a data center, your local lawmakers, your commissioners, if you ask these candidates, because I've already been told, why do we have to have all these data centers? Why do we? So we can have a robot in every house? So we can have robots and robotics run all of our factories and our grocery stores and our restaurants and everything? Where are the people going to work? You have to stop and think about this. They will tell you the revenue. Well, you got to understand the revenue we're going to bring in to your local community, these data centers, revenue. They will sell you out for anything. I'm just telling you now, we have to come up with a plan. We have to follow these people around. Look, I see all of their backslapping events, right? Republican featured events for picture taking. Egos, picture taking. Do you see them all on social media? This event, that event. They're all dressed up, mingling. We have to follow these people, not attack them. Relax. We have to follow these people. We have to get in the room. We have to ask them the questions. I don't want a governor in the state of Georgia that cannot be clear with me on the data centers. I don't want a lieutenant governor. There's so many things. I want answers on these people that are here from another country that are supposed to be here training. There's a lot of data. Now, we're going to move on from that. So, we have a state election board meeting today. I don't want a governor. Look, I get there's a lot of different things that a governor and lieutenant governor and these people have to be responsible for in a state. But at the top of the list, I don't know if you want to say top 3, top 5, but the top of the list is guaranteeing your citizens an accurate, free, fair, true, election. You see, the data centers, that's not Republican or Democrat. I'm not talking about anything Republican or Democrat. Data centers are not Republican or Democrat. They affect everybody in Georgia. These companies coming in and taking jobs that are supposed to be training people that we made these deals with, and they're getting enormous tax credits, right? That's not Republican or Democrat. That affects everybody in Georgia. Elections. Everybody in Georgia should be guaranteed an accurate voter roll that only eligible voters vote, and I do legally vote, and it's counted properly and the results are accurate. We don't need 100 lawsuits over it to stop it. And those things have to be done. And you don't want anyone in office that does not guarantee that. Now, they're going to tell you in the last several years, we've passed some bills working towards that. And that's not okay. Bottom line. So, Fulton County, we know this. Give me number. We know 4. We'll run through this quickly so we can get up to last night. Number 4, we know Harmeet Dillon has sent Fulton County a letter from the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division that they have 15 days, number 5, to produce the records. We'll see what happens, right? You have 15 days. Appreciate your prompt attention within the next 15 days, or we're going to have to make the next move. That's Fulton County. Now, we know that also on Friday, we have Scott McAfee, the judge. If the attorney committee or whatever, the judicial committee that reappoints or redesignates a case to another county, if they can't find a county to take the RICO case, we know that dissolves Friday, just in all this said. And we know Fulton County could care less because we've seen number 2, Rob Pitts could care less. And let's see what else I have here. I had it here just go. 45. DOJ asked for 2020 election records. Fulton County responded by ignoring it. We know that. And we know the other day, Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections, when Julie Adams asked, do we have the ballots? We did not get a clear answer. So that's all coming right here. It's Wednesday. By Friday, some things will be happening, or the doors are going to open for things to happen in Fulton County. Now, that being said, we want rid of these machines in Georgia. Now, this guy here, give me number 46. We'll talk about this. I went last night, okay? If Georgia drops income tax, will sales tax rise? This is Blake Tillery. Now, Blake Tillery is running for lieutenant governor. And he's no different from any politician. He was in Gilmer County last night giving a stump speech, right? He's giving a stump speech, and and I try to go 2 or 3 times a week around the state somewhere and check in on some of these stump speeches. So this is number 59, and let me explain to you, he is chairing the committee. He's chairing the committee that is discussing eliminating the Georgia state sales tax. Now, here's what we know. We know, well, one, that's a political stunt. And I'm not going to say he's on his own because Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones has set this committee up. This is a political stunt. And he was in Gilmer County last night explaining how he would like to cut state income tax and to help families in Georgia. So before we go back here, let me say this, because last night listening to him, and I'm going to say it over and over, this is not attacking him, number 3. I've listened to political campaign stump speeches here for the last little bit. This is the governor, Brian Kemp, and Brian and Marty Kemp. People don't like when I bring Marty into it, but she is there all the time. He is running, and this is where it really concerns me. They basically didn't care about the state PC public service PSC races. They basically didn't, all right? Last couple weeks before the election, they threw a couple Hail Mary passes and put a little money behind it. They didn't want to waste too much of their money. He's too busy with Derek Dooley. We're going to show you all of this right here. This guy alone, this guy and his wife have turned 2026 Georgia politics into a complete disaster. Yes. Now, he has the word out. Now, I'm going to tell you this. He has the word out that now I can't quote that, but he has the word out that every single race, governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, all the way down, they're going to run in the lane that he has set up and not get in the way and draw attention away from his candidate, Derek Dooley. Or what he will do, yes, I've heard this, what he will do is invest in one of your opponents. So if you got 5 choices or 4 choices for lieutenant governor, all 4 will come across a little different, but all 4 will not get completely out of that lane, because if they do, and they draw attention to themselves, and they get some national news, or the AJC pays more attention to them than Derek Dooley, then he will invest in your opponent. Exactly. We have and it's up to you, the people out there, to break this in this election cycle. I mean, we've got to put pressure on Burt Jones about these data centers, property tax. We'll talk about that probably tomorrow. I won't have time. So this guy right here, what is disappointing is number 59, this guy right here, Blake Tillery, pretty nice guy, but he's stuck in his lane. I have the whole video. I could show it to you later, not today, but he's stuck in his lane, and 46 telling you he's going to cut state income taxes. Now, I want to go back to that one right there. There you go. He's going to. So, number 59. What he has in his hand is he has every tax exemption in the state of Georgia, right? And this is a visual. It looks like a lot of stuff there that we give tax exemption to. And he has this as a visual saying, here's all the corporate welfare in Georgia that we can offset. You know, we can offset tax relief We can offset tax relief to the point that we can get rid of state income tax. All a visual stunt. Now, we are getting ready to have, he didn't want to take a question from me last night. He's okay. He's not a bad guy. He's not the worst candidate in this race. But I want you to listen to something, because last night he got done and he was not going to take questions. He was going to do them one-on-one so the camera couldn't record him answering those questions. Oh, I know how all these politicians work. But at the end, the guy running the meeting said, oh, we got time for questions, and some guy raises his hand. Now, if you want to be the next governor or lieutenant governor, you need to know what voting system we're going to put in place. You need to know, you need to be able to stand in front of us and be able to tell us what specific laws are in place currently. What do you plan to do to separate the Secretary of State's office completely with the State Board of Elections? And what new voting system? Because we got a new voting system. This Dominion's lease is up, which it's actually broken on day one. And I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for in an answer. But I gave him a softball, and you're going to hear it. Now, first of all, there's a guy asked him about paper ballots. So let's go to video 3.
Mr. Carl.
Paper ballots.
Yeah. The status, there was a Senate bill that passed that allows it under an emergency rule. It's passed, it came through the Senate. It was introduced in the Senate after crossover day. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if it passed the Senate or not yet. I do expect that you will see a provision that allows paper ballots in the May election. There's some things that relate to federal law that I don't quite have the best grasp of as to when you can change certain things, but I know that I expect that.
That was as clear as can be that they're all, every one of them, know the lane they can't get out of. Now, not attacking the guy, but come on, guy, you got to be able to answer this, look the people in the eye, and say, you know, President Trump has said no mail-in ballots. President Trump said get rid of the machines. Tulsi, you got to be able to handle this question for me. You have to be able to handle this question. Now, I raise my hand, and all I do is I ask him, all right, this guy asked you about paper ballots. I didn't set this guy up. I want to be clear because it's already been said, well, you went down there to set this. No, I didn't. That guy, he's all the way across the room. He said paper ballots. I didn't say it. So I followed up. This is my question here. Now, he will identify me as the person asking the question because he wants you on the camera to know it was me doing it, not just someone in the room. Video 4. Sir,
question too.
As Lieutenant Governor, you would be in office when the new election system would be voted on, appropriating funds and picking the next election system in Georgia. So tell us, as Lieutenant Governor, what election system would you put forth? Which one do you support in the next cycle?
Well, I think there's a lot of different ones that are out there, right? If people want to move to paper ballots, that doesn't bother me. I'll tell you what my concern right now with the current system is. A lot of people are concerned, and for those of you who don't know who asked the question, his name's Brian Pritchett. Brian asked the question. My concern is that we're not going to be done paying off this system when it expires. So why would you put yourself in a position from a cost perspective? Remember, I'm pretty fiscally conservative. Why would you want to put yourself in a cost position when you were the same equivalent will be paying for a car after the car's miles had already run out? I just don't think that's the last thing to do. Well, again, thank y'all for letting me be here tonight. Oh, I got one back in the corner.
Comment.
Okay.
That is the integrity of.
That's not the answer. That's not the answer. That we haven't paid for the car, so let's upgrade it a little bit and keep using the system. That is not the answer. It's not. You come out of the box and you say on day one, as Lieutenant Governor, I'm limited to what I could do, but on day one, I will ask for those machines to be decertified. I'm giving you the answer. Anybody else? I will ask the Secretary of State to decertify those machines on day one. As the Lieutenant Governor, I can put bills on the floor. I have the power to do that, to put the bills on the floor. I will make sure a bill is put on the floor to put a new election system in place. We will use the provision of emergency ballots. It'll be handled immediately. And then I would answer this. I would say, for all Georgians, this is not Republican, this is not Democrat, this is not Libertarian, this is not Green Party, this is not Independent. This is for every single Georgian out there. And then I would say, hey, you know what? I'm aware of the letter. If you're running for office in this state, the second highest in the land, you should be aware that the Department of Justice is inquiring on Fulton County. You should be aware as a Republican. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'll go into this a little more, but he was holding this up. And number 59, he was holding this up right here. And what he was spending his time telling you is he's going to cut state income taxes, make it go down to zero, and that's all the corporate welfare. Now, what I find interesting is, I can't quote it, I do have the video, is when he was talking about a corporate welfare, he said, do you realize if you have a yacht, something of this nature, and you buy any parts for your yacht, they are tax deductible. They're tax free. They pay no tax whatsoever on parts for yachts. And I thought to myself, let me just look you in the eye and tell you something as not the candidate. Before they get rid of state income tax, first of all, it has to get replaced with something, period. And when I say that, keep in mind, if they're bringing in $17 billion today, they want to bring in $17 billion, $500 million tomorrow. They don't want to go backwards. So get that thought out of mind. And if they tell you they're going to cut and get rid of corporate welfare, ask this guy here. Nice guy. He's not a bad guy, but every one of them. Ask this guy here, say, all right, you want to get rid of corporate welfare? Let me ask you a question. You going to walk in Brian Kemp's office and say, we need to look at the movie credits. We need to look at the tax deal that was given to Rivian. We need to look at the tax deal given to SK Batteries. We need to look at the tax deal given to the LG. We need to look at the tax deal given to Kia and Hyundai. You going to get any of that money back? Or, although it's a yacht, are you going to take all the tax breaks away from the small business? You might have a yacht, but maybe the guy selling parts for yachts is a small business owner. Every bit of this is a political stunt, and we have to stop and not let them move it any further with this BS. Last night, I said it 18 times. I say, it's a nice guy. Not a damn word about data centers, not a damn word about why we need so many of them. I wonder, while he's holding this up, claiming all these pages of tax exemptions that they can look at removing, how big of a tax exemption has Google, Meta, and all of them, including the data centers that are going to be on Burt Jones' dad's property? Wonder what that tax deal for them. You think they just come here without a tax deal? Because you ask one of these guys, I didn't ask him, he didn't say it, but you ask one of these guys, they'll tell you the revenue it's bringing in. That gets on my damn nerves. All right, so going back here, right? Now, number 3, remember, don't forget, I'm going to show you this on a daily basis. Daily basis. This guy right here. We have a total destruction of the Georgia Republican Party. Now, he is at the head of that, right? 2020, everything imploded. 2020, everything imploded. He gets booed off the stage by the Georgia Republican Party delegates. They're mad. I'm going to end the party. He said, I'm going to go in a different direction than the party. It's in his article that he gave the quotes to the AJC. He stood up in front of a group. Basically, party doesn't exist anymore. He's been a part of collapsing it all along, right? It's on the just edge of collapse. The Georgia Republican Party has a chairman. His name's Josh McCoon. And Josh, you just stay right there. Just stay right there. We'll tell you what to do next. And until then, just stay right there. I'm serious. So this guy right here, remember, if you don't walk, talk, look, or say anything negative about anyone, they want you out of the party. They excommunicate you. They tell party chairs around the state not to have you at their meetings, not to talk to you, not to put you on any of their committees. Yes, nasty people, bad people. But let this guy go find a guy that didn't vote. Go find a guy that was wearing orange pants at one time. Go find a guy, because his name is Dooley, where he, maybe Amy Porter, his daughter, can be profitable. And it's not about the party and all the way down. It's not about the party and all the way down. He will throw everything out the window. He will throw the governor's office out the window. He will throw the lieutenant governor, secretary of state. He'll throw every one of them out the window. He has only got one interest, and one interest only. That is Derek Dooley beating Mike Collins and Buddy Carter. And by the way, just for you guys out there, give me number 60. He just wants Buddy Carter and Mike Collins beat, and he wants Derek Dooley to run against John Ossoff. Period. Reagan Box was there last night. For you guys out there, Reagan Box was there last night. She never spoke to me. She will not speak to me. So as I've told you multiple times, if you're wearing a Reagan hat, you're supporting her, that's great. That does not upset me. God bless you. If you want to run for office in America, do it. But, so just so you know, I am going to highlight she was there. But this guy here, number 54, Brian Kemp, is making sure that all of our other, and this is where you got to, I say it like this, you got to pay attention. I asked a politician one day, and I asked a politician, I said, why do you think that these candidates will not get out of the box and start talking about the things that's most important to Georgians right now? Right? And this person said, what you don't know is the very minute some of these politicians get out of that box that Kemp has laid out, that Kemp will put money in one of their opponent's accounts just to set them straight. Oh, yes, absolutely. Now, that being said, so we all know, old story, make it short. Brian Kemp, governor of Georgia, President Trump, supposed to make a deal on a candidate they could both get behind, right? Kemp says, screw that. Screw that. Then the other day, Brian Kemp, his hardworking Georgians pack, right? Big money behind Dooley, released an ad attacking Buddy Carter and Mike Collins, attacking them, right? Going after them, saying, here's what these three have in common: John Ossoff, Buddy Carter, and Mike Collins, and blaming the two members of Congress that voted for the CR as part of the reason the government was shut down. And that went national. I mean, all kinds of publications are out there. Why would Brian Kemp's PAC go after Republicans like this? Tying it, blaming Republicans for the shutdown. You got to remember, just 2 days ago, Brian Kemp's got a PAC commercial blaming Republicans for shutdown. Oh, yeah. You ever thought Brian Kemp cared? Now, so Veterans Day ad highlights Republicans' discord in Georgia's U.S. Senate race. Give me number 55. As much for the cause for Republican unity in the race to take on Democrat John Ossoff, there's a long history of Veterans Day themed attacks in American politics, usually drawing contrast between candidates who served in uniform and ones who didn't. But that's not what happened Tuesday in a new 38-second ad, digital ad that opens with tribute to military. So Mike Collins released this one. Give me video too.
Hundreds of thousands of active duty military and combat veterans call Georgia home. From battlefields overseas, they still can find a way to vote absentee because duty matters. Meanwhile, Derek Dooley.
I probably went 20 years where I didn't vote.
But it gets worse. Dooley could have voted for President Trump 5 times, but he refused. His excuse?
I was just immersed in my job.
Tell that to the men and women risking their lives who still make time to vote. Derek Dooley never votes, never wins, never Trump.
So that is the return fire, might I say, my words, number 56, where Mike Collins comes right back. Derek Dooley says his coaching career kept him out of the voting booth. 20 years. 20 years out of the voting booth. This right here is just showing you the roads we're going down. Folks, I want to bring something up. I don't know if it'll be Friday or Monday. I will check. But I want you to meet a candidate. All right? And I want you to meet a candidate for office. Because there's not many people out there that take the chance to run against an incumbent. Let me put it like this. I have no problem if you run against an incumbent, none whatsoever. In fact, there's an open seat down there in the 1st District where Candace Taylor's running for office in the 1st District. And I've already said after she loses that race, I'm going to actually endorse her when she runs for mayor. Maybe even go down and work and knock on doors for her. Say, Candace for mayor. No leash laws. If Candace ran for mayor and passed a no-leash law, would that apply to her husband? That's just wrong. Anyhow, moving right along. But there's candidates that step out that run against members of Congress that are incumbents that I think, what are you doing? And I'm going to just lay the groundwork. This member of Congress, I was in the room. The very first lie, this guy lied to people. At this time, people are upset with John Boehner. They're upset with John Boehner, right? We got an omnibus bill, upset with John Boehner. So this guy's running for Congress. I was in the room that day, I'll never forget. And people asked him, he had a couple questions, and people asked him, said, if you're elected, he's new, he's running, the seat is open. If you're elected to Congress, will you vote yes for John Boehner as Speaker of the House? It's coming off the heels of the Tea Party, and people are upset with Boehner. And he said no. He said no, he would not run. He would not vote for John Boehner as Speaker of the House. Well, the guy got elected, and the very first thing he did was vote for John Boehner for Speaker of the House. When we asked him later, hey, what happened? Well, the usual. We didn't understand, and he wouldn't have gotten any committee, and it'll pay off for his district in the long run. Let me make sure on Georgia I didn't forget anything here today that I have a couple things here on Georgia before we leave. This Senate race, it's going to be so nasty. Oh, Derek Dooley, let me remind you of this right here really quick. I just want to remind you this. Brian Kemp, Derek Dooley, this is number 16. Now, this is Derek Dooley running for Senate. Brian Kemp's friend, very good friend, right? And here is Daniel, number 17. This is Derek's brother, Daniel, right? Daniel and Derek and the Kemp family. And we have this right here. I want to remind you, just put it out there. Quick reminder before we close. Where is it at? I had it a minute ago. 22. So we have the first. Now remember Daniel, Derek, Kemp. 22. This is Brant Frost IV. How much money has been recovered? This is the receiver's report. Don't forget, let's throw in. This is the albino rhino. Number 23. And now, so we have First Liberty Building and Loan, Brant Frost IV, albino rhino. Then we have the receiver's report. Give me number 1. And in the receiver's report recently, Daniel, don't forget, that's Daniel Dooley, CurePoint LLC, Daniel Dooley, CurePoint LLC entered loans dated November 1st, $3,650,000. I mean, they filed bankruptcy to protect themselves from this. I think they filed it, 1, to protect themselves and to stop people from piercing the corporate veil. So don't forget, that is Daniel, number 17, First Liberty Building and Loan. tied to number 17. And this would be his brother, number 16, Derek Dooley, the candidate Brian Kemp put in the race for Senate. Oh, no, I'm for sure none of this will come up. I'm for sure his voting record. I'm for sure his lack of voting record. I'm for sure First Liberty Building and Loan. I'm for sure with his brother tied, Daniel tied, if this guy right here, Derek, becomes the nominee, I'm for sure some of that multi-million-dollar Democrat money that comes in here will not do everything it can to pry open Daniel Dooley, all their political ties. Oh, I see report and news story after news story with these people as soon if he becomes the nominee. Number 14, just a quick reminder. This is Nathaniel Darnell. All right. He was tied to First Liberty Building and Loan. The guy on the left, the taller guy, the GRA president, tied to First. He lost his job, right, at Bankers Life. He was released, terminated, right? And he was tied to First Liberty Building and Loan through referrals. The guy on the right, the little weaselly guy, you know, we have multiple uses for weasel. That's Alex Johnson. Alex Johnson, former chairman of the GRA in Georgia. He is the National Federation of Republican Assembly chair now. And he is tied to the Frost family to the point where I think he's legally represented them. So I think he has legally represented them. So, and then, well, this is tied to the Frost family. Don't forget, we've got number 12. We've got the chairman of the Georgia. Oh, Democrats are waiting. And then we have What the Futch there. And we have this guy here, number 11, just a really bad guy that has to go right here. I'm going to find out some information today. That's Dennis What the Futch. He needs to go. He's the jackal of Georgia. Number 34, it was really sad. This lady died cancer. My understanding. Mandy Bollinger, with a long battle with cancer, died. She covers Canton, and she covered Canton and Cherokee County, unincorporated parts of Cherokee. There's a special election being held. In that special election, let me give you, first of all, there was a forum last night, and I'm going to be getting some information on that in a minute. But here you go. I do not believe in these jungle primaries. I can't stand them. We need to fix our election system immediately. 32. Here is the House, State House District 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Republicans. And I understand Ann Gazelle could be the front runner. We'll talk about that later. Could be the front runner. And we have one Democrat, 33, in the race. One Democrat in the race. I know we have to get out. I had one more thing that I know I have to put up here. Well, let's just do this and get out. I mean, I've been talking about affordability, and things are tough out there, and it's just not easy, and one thing after another. So go ahead and give me number 18 so we can get out. Poor little Debbie. Georgians are suffering. They're just suffering. Poor little Debbie. It's the saddest thing. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m.